How are you? It's Dr. Monso. Today we want to talk about O-level history. We want to talk about ways which you are supposed to use to answer questions at O-level. What are you supposed to do when you answer questions at O-level? So we discover that the questions that comes at O-level history, they consist of three components. We've got component A, component B, and also component what? C. So let's look with component A. So let's write subject in questions at O level. Questions at O level. What should be done? So let's start with a component A. Questions that comes on a component A, they will ask you to list. They will ask you to name. They will ask you to state. They will ask you to mention. They will ask you to identify. So these are the part A's that we have. Name any six economical activities. Identify any six rulers of the Mutaba state. Mention any factors that led to the downfall of the Roshi state. Or they can say that name any six results of the World War One. Or they can say list any five organs of the League of Nations. So part A of the question wants you to give a one-word answer. For example, Dedi, Mama, Sekuru, Ambuya, Mother. So it's a one-word answer. But in some instances, you can give a sentence. For example, a person can come saying, state any five advantages of archaeology. So on that question now, you will give a sentence now, giving us the advantages of archaeology. But in most instances, part A of the question wants you to give a one-word answer. So many students now, they don't have any challenges in attempting or answering part A of the question. Let's move on and talk about a part B. What should be done when you answer a part B? Part B, it wants students to account for any six. It also wants students to describe any six. It also wants students to outline any six. So that is what we have on part B. You account for any six. Account for any six factors that led to the downfall of the Mutapa state. Account for any six terms of the Algeciras conference, or describe any six events of the Sarajevo incident, or outline any six factors that led to the rise of Mussolini in Italy. So you give what an account, you describe, or you outline. So what are you supposed to do when you answer part B with such a question? You are supposed to give a major point. You give a major point, and your major point becomes your B1. So when you answer such questions now, you give a major point. That major point it becomes your B1. Then that major point now you are supposed to explain, or you are supposed to elaborate and exemplify that major point. So you elaborate. So that elaboration now it becomes your B2. So whenever such a question comes, you give a major point. Then you that becomes your B at 2. So you are going to have 6 points as your major point and 6 points as your minor points. Remember, the minor points are an elaboration or an explanation. So 6 plus 6, you get 12 marks. Part B at O level contains 12 marks. So that is how you can get 12 marks. So that is the first part that we have on a part B. Then part B, it can also come asking you, to account. It can also come asking you to describe. It can also come asking you to outline. Then the marks will be 12. So what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to explain. You're supposed to describe. You're supposed to outline. You're supposed to narrate your points in a detail. But if you are doing that, make sure that you satisfy the demands of the question so that you can get 12 at 12, 12. So the difference is that here it's not specifying that 6, but it wants you just to describe. It wants you just to account. And by so doing, you get 12 at 12, 12. So make sure you describe your points in detail. You can as well as describe your points, explaining them, describing your points and elaborating them, so that you are in a position of getting 12 at 12, 12. Then we also have got part B that will be asking you to give two items. For example, describe the economic and political organization of Great Zimbabwe. Or it can say account for the rise and origins of Mutapa State. So a question with two components: rise, origins, economical, political, social, economical. Any question that will be having two components, what are you supposed to do? You give 6 points on the first side, another 6 points on the second side, so that you get 12 at 12, 12. In most instances, students have got a tendency, for example, describe the economical and political. They give 10 points on economical, then they give 2 points on political. You are going to get 6 points on economical. They'll mark everything, but now when they reach 6 points, they'll put away the line, then they'll write maximum. Then you get 6, then here you get 2, as you have been given what are 2 points. So 6 plus 2, you get 8. So make sure you balance. So if it says economical, make sure you've got 6 economical, then political, 6 political, so that you get 12 at 12 what? At 12 at 12. So that is what we have. 3 types of part B. Number 1, we talked about a question asking you to give 6. Then number 2, we talked about a question which gives an overall just description with 12 marks. Then we've got also part B with 2 components, which wants you to balance. You have 6 plus 6, so that you get 12 at 12, 12. But when you answer part B, make sure that you write it in form of a composition. Don't write part B, don't answer part B in point form. The problems are that if you write in point form, you can write sentences which are not complete. So if you write in form of a composition, like for example, economical, the economy was based on in form of a composition. So that on its own, it is going to assist you to write complete sentences. So answer part B in form of a composition. So that is what we are supposed to do when we answer part B. Make sure you are supposed to get 12 at 12, 12. Let's move on and talk about a part C. What should be done when you answer part C? So let's write again part C. What should be done when we answer part C? Part C, it has got 3 levels. Part C, it has got 3 levels. Number one, we have got what is called level 1. Then we have got 1, 2, 3 marks. 1, 2, 3 marks. Level 1, 1, 2, 3 marks. When you write an answer without supporting the other side, or when you give an answer that is one-sided, when you give an answer that is one-sided, you are going to get into level 1. For example, to what extent was Germany responsible for causing the World War I? Then we say that Germany was responsible for causing the World War I because she started the alliance system. Germany was responsible because she gave Austria-Hungary a blank check, and Austria-Hungary to attack Serbia because of the blank check that she had been given by Germany. Germany was responsible. Why? It is because she is trying to challenge Britain's naval supremacy on the issue of dreadnoughts. Germany was responsible. Why? She tried to other countries from colonial rivalry. If you write even 20 points on Germany alone, that is level 1, 2, then you get 1, 2, 3 marks. Your answer will be one-sided. You will get 3 marks. So we want to avoid answers that are one-sided. So that is our first level, level 1, 3 marks. Let's move on and talk about level 2. Level 2, then 4 to 6 marks. Level 2, 4 to 6 marks. If you write an answer without judgment, for example, to what extent was Germany responsible for causing the World War I? Then you say that Germany was responsible because she started the alliance system. Germany was also responsible because she gave Austria-Hungary a blank check. Then you skip one line. You said Britain was also responsible because of the naval race. Then you said Austria-Hungary was also responsible because of such an answer does not have judgment. All those answers will be marked, and the maximum marks that you are going to get is 6. If you write 3, then another 3 on the other side. Now you get 6 marks. If you write 2 on Germany, then 2 on Austria, you get what? 4 marks. So answers without judgment makes you to get into this level, level 2, 4 to 6 marks. Or you write an answer, one answer with judgment. To a greater extent, Jimmy was responsible because then you skip one line. You skip one line and say, to a lesser extent, Britain was responsible because. So an answer with judgment, one answer with judgment, and another answer with judgment, you fall into level 2 for marks. So that is level 2 for you. Let's now go to level 3. Level 3, it has got 7 to 8 marks. On level 3, you wish it will be thorough. Your answer will be well supported. Your answer will be having judgment. For example, you say, let's write this right greater extent. Then do this. Then say lesser extent. Greater, lesser extent. If you write your answer, 3 answers as your greater extent. Jamie 1 to a greater extent. Jamie, full stop. Jamie, full stop. Jamie, 3. Then on the other side, you say, however, to a lesser extent, British, Austria-Hungary, 2. So 3 plus 2, you get 8 marks. You are going to get what? 8 marks. So your answer, it will be having judgment, 3 points on this side, plus 2 points on the other side. With judgment, you get 8 marks. Or if you say 4 plus 3, you also get 8 what? 8 marks. 4 points is your great extent. to a greater extent. Jemmy, Jemmy, full stop. Jemmy, Jemmy, full stop. Jemmy, Jemmy, full stop. Jemmy, Jemmy, full stop. Skip one line. To a lesser extent, Briti, Briti, Austria, Austria. Then you also talk about Italy, just like so you get also what 8 marks. Then or you can say 4 plus 2, you also get what 8 what marks. 4 points is your greater, 2 points is your lesser what extent. So that is what we have on level 3, 7 to 8 marks. So we have talked about what should be done when you answer questions at all level. Part A, which carries 5 marks, part B, which carries 12 marks, and part C, which carries 8 marks. So for you to get 25 out of 25, you are supposed to thoroughly answer part A, you are supposed to answer part B thoroughly, and also answer thoroughly part C. That is what we have on answering questions at all level. Thank you so much. It's Dr. Mosso.